I'm starting with probability distribution. Now I'm doing topics in the order in which maximum children told me that they have a doubt in. After doing probability distribution, I'll move on to derivatives or application of derivatives, and then I'll take up the remaining topics because those are topics which children don't have much doubt in. So I'll first complete all these topics which a maximum number of children have doubt in: probability distribution, application of derivatives, and then I'll take topics based on the number of people who have asked for the same. I believe very few people had raised their hand for the other topics. Less than 5 children had raised their hand for the other topics. So let me complete all the difficult topics first and then I'll move on to that topic. This topic is called probability distribution. Here, there are two important parts which you need to learn. One question is sure from it. In fact, not even one, more than that would be sure from it. So you have to know the formulae for binomial distribution and Poisson distribution. Before I teach you the formulae for binomial distribution, you should know what is a Bernoulli trial. A Bernoulli trial is a trial which has only two outcomes: success or failure. You may get success or you may get failure, but there are very few experiments which have only two outcomes. So we declare the two outcomes as there are only a Bernoulli trial is one which has only two outcomes. There are very few experiments which have only two outcomes. For example, when you toss a coin, you get heads and tails. So such examples are very limited. So therefore, we define a Bernoulli trial as a trial which has two outcomes: success and failure. Now, if you get what you want, you say it is success. If you don't get what you want, you say it is failure. So success is denoted by P, failure is denoted by Q. P means what you have asked for, whether that is the option given, and Q means it is the failure option. It is the option for failure. Now, here, when a Bernoulli trial is repeated multiple number of times, more than once, you get a binomial distribution. Bernoulli trial repeated multiple number of times gives you a binomial distribution. For a binomial distribution, you should know that in each trial, the probability of success and failure would be the same. For example, I toss a coin 10 times, 100 times, or 1000 times, but getting head or tail would remain the same. That is, probability of getting head or tail would remain 1 by 2 itself. It is not that the coin would think that in the previous attempt it had got a head and therefore it would change to tail now. So whether you are tossing it for the 50th time, 100th time, or 150th time, the answer would remain the same. The probability of success and failure would remain the same. P of x is given by NCx, P raised to x, Q raised to n minus x. Here, n is number of Bernoulli trials. P is probability of success. Q is probability of failure. And X is number of success required. Now, I'll take up a few remember, mean for a binomial distribution, mean for a binomial distribution is denoted by M and it is NPQ. NP, standard deviation for a binomial distribution is denoted by sigma and it is given by NPQ within root. Variance is the square of standard deviation. So mean is also called as the expected value. It is given by NP. I'll teach you even Poisson distribution right away itself. Now, Poisson distribution is one where Bernoulli trial is repeated more than 100 times. If Bernoulli trial is repeated more than 100 times, then that binomial distribution gets approximated to a Poisson distribution. So in this case, n should be less than 100. For a Poisson distribution, the probability of success should be very small and the number of events taking place should be very large, such that n into p should be less than or equal to 10. Now n should be very large, np should be less than or equal to 10. P should be very small, np should be less than or equal to 10. For a Poisson distribution, P of x is given by e raised to minus m into m raised to x upon x factorial. Now remember, here m is mean and it is np. Standard deviation is root np. Variance is np. So mean and variance are equal. Condition is n is very large, n should be greater than 100, np should be less than equal to 10. Then we can approximate a binomial distribution to a Poisson distribution. Having said these two, we'll do sums of the same type. When I put the lecture on the server, you can access it slowly and watch it with by pausing it. Here, the only advantage is you can keep asking me doubt right now if it comes to your mind. But luckily, I have got such good students who have all gone mum during Corona. So they are all so afraid of Corona that they are not even speaking. Question 1, the first part. The variance of binomial distribution is given by, it is variance of binomial distribution. So it is NPQ. First one, C.
सर एक रिक्वेस्ट था सर.
बोलो.
सर आपके पास इसका पीडीएफ है ना पीसी में?
हाँ है.
तो सर आप स्क्रीन शेयर करो ना, साइड बाय साइड क्वेश्चन दिखेगा तो
मेरे
थोड़ा
पास
इजी रहेगा.
पीसी में नहीं है.
अच्छा ठीक है.
पीसी में नहीं है मेरे पास. तुम्हारे को मैंने भेज के दिया है ना?
सर है, बट वो फिर चेंज करना पड़ रहा है ना बार बार, तो कंफ्यूजिंग हो जाता है, फिर छूटता है आप जो बोल रहे हो. तो अगर आप स्क्रीन शेयर करोगे तो मेरे को एक ही स्क्रीन में क्वेश्चन भी दिखेगा, एक्सप्लेनेशन भी दिखेगा आपका.
लेकिन स्क्रीन शेयर ऐसा मैं करूँ तो मेरा बोर्ड ही नहीं दिखेगा फिर.
नहीं सर, वो दोनों दिखेगा हम लोग को.
लेकिन मुझे नहीं दिखेगा ना बोर्ड. मतलब मेरा बोर्ड कैसा दिखेगा? या तो तुमको जो स्क्रीन दिखाई देगा वो दिखाई देगा, या तो बोर्ड दिखाई देगा.
हमको दोनों दिखाई देगा, आपको कुछ एक ही दिखाई देगा.
हाँ तो मैं बोर्ड नहीं, मतलब तुमको दोनों नहीं दिखाई देगा.
सर देगा सर.
तुमको सिर्फ स्क्रीन दिखाई देगा. बोर्ड और ये पीडीएफ साथ में नहीं दिखाई देता है.
अरे सर हम गिरीश सर के साथ पढ़ते हैं वैसे ही, इसलिए बोल रहा था.
तुम लोग पहली बात, मैं इसको मिनिमाइज भी नहीं कर सकता हूँ. नहीं कर सकते. यू कैन नॉट मिनिमाइज जूम, राइट? तो पता नहीं मेरे को पीडीएफ कैसे इस पे अपलोड करते हैं.
ठीक है सर, कोई बात नहीं, बट फिर इजी होता है सर, फिर छूटता नहीं है.
तो तुम लोग एक दूसरा मोबाइल लेके बैठ सकते हो. वैसे भी घर पे 3-4 मोबाइल तो रह गई.
हाँ, वही करना पड़ेगा.
मुझसे सब करवाने की जगह में तुम खुद भी कर सकते हो थोड़ा मेहनत. Yeah, the expected value of the sum. Yeah, I'll come to question 1, the 6th part. Everyone has the PDF, right? Or does anyone not have the PDF? This is n 20 and this is probability of success 1/10. Red as x is a binomial variate with two parameters 20 and 1/10. 20 is n, p is 1/10. Now expected value of x, my god, this is n. Expected value is mean. It is n into p, so it is 20 into 1/10, so it is 2. a sequence of dichotomous, that means two experiments, is called a sequence of Bernoulli trial if it satisfies, first of all, trial should be independent. The second one, the probability of success remains the same in all trials. So it should be seventh one, the answer should be D. For the Poisson distribution, mean equal to Ex and variance of X is also same. So eighth one, the answer is C. A discrete random variable is said to have Poisson distribution if its PMF is given by P of X equal to E raised to, I just gave that, E raised to minus M, M raised to X upon X factorial. Condition for M mean is that it should be less than equal to 10. Now the options given are M should be greater than 0, M should be greater than equal to 0. First of all, your mean cannot be 0. Mean is not equal to 1, mean can be 1. Next one, mean greater than equal to 0, not so. A is the right option. Ninth one, A is the right option. Now, next. Question number 2. Fifth part, in a binomial distribution, probability of success remains same from trial to trial or does not change from trial to trial. Sixth one, N is very large, probability of success is very small, such that NP equal to M, then dash distribution. N is in a binomial distribution, N is very large, probability of success is very small, NP is equal to M, then Poisson distribution is applied. Binomial distribution can be approximated to a Poisson distribution. N is very large, P is small in the binomial distribution, then X follows Poisson distribution with parameter M is equal to N into P. Yeah. Next, coming to question number 3. X is a binomial variate with two parameters N, P and N equal to 6, P of 4 equal to P of 2, P is equal to half is the answer they have said. Now P of 4, first of all, X is a binomial variate with two parameters N and P. So P of 4, first of all, P of X is given by E raised to, this is binomial. So N C X, P raised to X, Q raised to N minus X. So P of 4 would be 6C4, P would, P raised to X into Q raised to N minus X is equal to 6C2. This would be P raised to 2, Q raised to 4. Now 6C4 is same as 6C2. So this and this gets cancelled. P square gets cancelled over here. So P square equal to Q square. So P equal to Q, and we know that P plus Q is 1. So therefore P equal to Q equal to half. Here, question number 3, the fifth part. X is a binomial variate with two parameters N and P. Mean or expected value is denoted by E of x, and E of x is given by what? This is mean. Mean is given by, for a binomial distribution, mean is given by NP, not NPQ. So sixth one, a discrete random variable is said to follow the Poisson distribution with parameter m, mean 0. Your m is greater than or equal to 0. I doubt whether it can be 0, because 0 raised to, if it is 0, it would become infinity. It should have been, I guess, only m greater than 0. I'll come to that part later, because 0 raised to 0 would be not defined. So m should have been greater than 0. It shouldn't have been 0. Now here PMF is given by e raised to minus m, m raised to x, x factorial it should have been. So this is not correct. The formula is not correct. It should have been x factorial. M should have been only greater than 0. Mean is m, variance is m for binomial distribution. Wrong it is. Mean is m, variance is NPQ. Eighth one, n is very large, p is very small. The next follows Poisson distribution with n equal to m into p. So it is wrong. It should have been m equal to n into p. So false. Ninth one, this is also false. Ninth one, the cumulative. Yeah, this is different. Find the probability distribution in 4 tosses. Yeah. Come to question number 3. That is, I should say 3-mark question. It should be question number 4. Question number 4. These are all 3-mark questions. Find the, I'll directly take up, if getting a doublet, find the probability. I'll come to the 7th one. X is a binomial variate with 2 parameters n and p. N is 10, p is 0.4. They have asked you for expected value of x and variance of x. Expected value of x is n into p, so it is 10 into 0.4, it is 4. And then variance of x is npq, so it would be 4 into 0.6, so it would be 2.4. Question number 8. X as a Poisson distribution with m equal to 1, probability of x less than equal to 1 is what? It means probability of 0 plus probability of 1. So here this would be e raised to minus m into m raised to 0 upon 0 factorial plus e raised to minus m into e raised to minus m into m raised to x upon x factorial. So it is e raised to minus 1 plus e raised to minus 1. It is 2 e raised to minus 1. So this would be 2 into 0.3678. And that would give you 56, 173. So it is 0.7356. Ninth one, x as a Poisson distribution with parameter m and p x equal to 2, x equal to x equal to 3. So p is x equal to 2 equal to p x equal to 3. Find p of x greater than equal to 2. Now Poisson distribution, so therefore e raised to minus m into m raised to 2 upon 2 factorial equal to e raised to minus m into m raised to 3 upon 3 factorial. This and this gets cancelled. M goes over there. M is 3 factorial. That is 3 into 2 factorial upon 2 factorial gets cancelled. M is 3. Now, once you get m as 3, they have asked you what is p of x greater than equal to 2. So it means P of 2 plus P of 3 till not defined. Now, instead of that, I'll take 1 minus P of, I'll take the remaining P of 0 plus P of 1. So what is P of 0 plus P of 1? I'll write here 1 minus, what is P of 0? It is e raised to minus m, that is e raised to minus 3 into 3 raised to 0 upon 0 factorial, plus e raised to minus 3 into 3 raised to 1 upon 1 factorial. Now, this would give me 1 minus e raised to minus 3 plus 3 e raised to minus 3. So it is 1 minus 4 e raised to minus 3. So what is e raised to minus 3? It is 0.0497. So this would be 7 4s are 28 to carry over 4 9 36 to 38. 4 4s are 16 3 19 1 0.1988. So this would be 0.10 minus 9 minus 8 is 1. This is 9 minus 8 is 1. 9 minus 9 is 0. Oh, sorry. 9 minus 1 is 8. 9 minus 9 is 0. 9 minus 8 is 1. 10 minus 8 is 2. So 0.8012 is the answer. Someone keep an eye on the answer behind. I know very few people would be able to do that because half of them are sleeping, I guess.
सर अभी तक जो भी किए सारे राइट है.
तुमने चेक किया है क्या आंसर सब?
हाँ, ये पीछे से किया अभी.
ओके. इसका प्रिंट आउट निकाल के रखोगे तो ज्यादा अच्छा रहेगा तुम लोग के लिए. वैसे तुम लोग क्या मोबाइल
हाँ,
देख के तुम लोग इसका
नेक्स्ट लेक्चर तक मैं निकाल लूंगा.
तुम लोग इसका मोबाइल देख के पढ़ाई करने वाले हो क्या? मुझे लगता है प्रिंट आउट निकालेगा तो तुम लोग के लिए बेटर रहेगा. Yeah, coming to the 4-mark questions. Four mark questions. So question number 5, I'll take up fourth part of it. A die is thrown 4 times. If getting an odd number is success. Now, a die is thrown 4 times. Getting an odd number is success. Find the probability of 2 success, at least 3 success, at most 2 success. Die is thrown 4 times. So, and for success for you is getting an odd number. First of all, when you roll the die for the first time, what is the possibility of getting an odd number? It is 1, 3 and 5. So 3 numbers out of 6. So possibility of getting an odd number is 3 out of 6. That is half. So P is probability of success, and that is 3 out of 6. So it is 1 out of 2 in one trial. Q is 1 minus P. It is half. A die is thrown 4 times. So if you are rolling a die 4 times, maximum you can get odd numbers 4 times. So that is n, or you can say it is a number of Bernoulli trial. It is 4. Maximum number of times you can get success. X is what? Now you defined success as getting odd number, and they have asked you probability of 2 success. So X is 2 for the first case. For the second case, X is at least 3. At least 3 means 3 or more than that. So greater than equal to 3. At most 2. So X should be maximum 2. So less than or equal to 2. Now, probability of X is NCX P raised to X Q raised to N minus X. What is probability of 2? It is 4 C2. P is half raised to 2 into half raised to 4 minus 2. 4C2 is 4 into 3 upon 2 into 1, and this is 1 upon 2 raised to 4. 2 2s are, this is 6 upon 16. 2 3s are, 2 8s are. Next, probability of X less than equal, greater than equal to 3. When I say X greater than equal to 3, it would be 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 and so on. So it would be 1 minus P of 0 plus P of 1 plus P of 2. Now, what is P of 0? It would be NC0. So N is 4, 4C0, P is half raised to 0 into half raised to 4 minus 0 plus 4C1 into half raised to 1 into half raised to 4 minus 1, 4C2 into half raised to 2 here into half raised to 4 minus 2. This would be 1 minus 4C0 is 1. This is 1 upon 2 raised to 4. This is 4
Sir,
upon, yeah, say,
डाउट है सर,
बोलो.
एटलीस्ट 3 सक्सेसेस बोला है
हाँ, तो
और
3
मैक्स
या उससे ज्यादा.
3 या उससे ज्यादा, बट मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ सक्सेस तो 4 ही है ना.
N is 4, yeah. हाँ,
तो P of
right.
3
You could
plus
have
P of
taken,
4 ही
right,
लेंगे
right,
ना
right,
सर.
right. You could have taken P of 3 plus P of 4 also. Yes.
हाँ.
मैं उसको पॉइसन जैसा समझ के बैठा. या 4C2 is right बोला तुमने. और कुछ डाउट?
नहीं सर.
Yeah. So this is 1 minus 1 plus 4, 5 plus 6, 11 upon 16. So it is 5 by 16. Answer verify करते रहना. In fact, I could have taken P of 3 plus P of 4. P of x less than equal to 2 would mean 0, 1 and 2. Or I can take 1 minus 3 and 4. So
राइट है दोनों भी अभी.
so it is 1 minus P of 3 plus P of 4. So you got the answer as 1 minus, this would be 5 by 16. So it would be 11 by 16. This is at most 2 success. This is only meant for you to recollect what we had covered earlier. You may not be able to understand it full from just by listening to this particular part. You'll have to go through the lectures to understand it better. But if you have already gone through the lectures, if you know the topic well, this should help you a lot. Revision should help you a lot. Now, probability that a bulb produced by a factory will fuse after 200 days of use is 0.2. So, probability of bulb fusing after 200 days is 0.2. P is probability of bulb fusing after 200 days. It is 0.2. Q is 1 minus P. It is 1 minus 0.2. It is 0.8. Then let X denote the number of bulbs. There are 5 bulbs that fuse after 200 days of use. Find the probability of X equal to 0, 1, 1 greater than 1 and so on. Now there are only 5 bulbs, so we'll take N as 5. This becomes a binomial distribution problem because N is 5. Out of that, we need for the first one, X should be 0. Second one, X should be less than equal to 1. Third one, X is greater than 1. Fourth is X is greater than equal to 1. Now probability of 0 is NC0 into P raised to X into Q raised to 5. So this would be 1 into 8 upon 10 raised to 5. 8, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 8 raised to 5 would be 8 cube is 512 into 64. So what is that? 512 into 64? 8 cube 512 into 8 is 4096 into 8. What is 4096 into 8? Anyone on the calculator? So it is 0.32768. This is probability of 0. Ishraq, can you check the answer? Because,
So,
yeah, say.
so can we leave the answer at 8 by 2 raised to 5, or we have to solve the entire thing?
So I could have done one more thing. I could have taken 2 4s are, 2 5s are, 4
पर
raised to 5.
0.8 रेस टू 5 पे छोड़ दिया वो लोग ने.
अच्छा, वो लोग ने 0.8 raised to 5 पे छोड़ दिया है.
हम्म.
Ideally, you should get the answer because ये ज्यादा बड़ा नहीं है. But वो लोग ने छोड़ दिया है तो हम लोग भी उधर छोड़ सकते हैं. X less than equal to 1 means it can be 0 or it can be 1. P of 0 plus P of 1. So it would be 5C0, 0.2 raised to 0, 0.8 raised to 5, and here plus 5C1, 0.2 raised to 1 into 0.8 raised to 4, 5 minus 1. So 5C0 is 1, this is 1, this is 0.8 raised to 5, plus 5 into 0.2 into 0.8 raised to 4. So this would be, I can take 0.8 raised to 5 as 0.32768. This is 1 into 0.8 raised to 4. So that would be 4096. Now 40960. So this would be 68, 8 years, 6612, 1 carryover, 7916, 117, 1 carryover, 73. Is it 0.73728?
No sir, they left it at 1.8 into 0.8 raised to 4.
Okay. So they have taken 0.8 raised to 4 common. So they got 1.8 into 0.8 raised to 4.
Yes.
P of x greater than 1 means 2 onwards till maximum 5. Instead of that, we'll take 1 minus P
सर
of,
एक बार वो वाला आंसर निकालो ना प्लीज जो इनको आया है.
सेम ही है, उसमें क्या है? It is take common here. So 0.8 raised to 4 common. So you will get 0.8 plus 1. So it is 0.8 raised to 4 into 1.8. Happy?
हाँ.
So it is 1 minus 0.73728. So this would be 0.9 minus 7 is 2, 9 minus 3 is 6, 9 minus 7 is 2, 9 minus 2 is 7, 10 minus 8. Next, what is P of x greater than equal to 1? X greater than equal to 1 means it would be P of 1 plus 2 plus so on till P of 5. Instead of that, I'll take 1 minus P of 0. So it would be 1 minus 0.32768. So it would be 0, 9 minus 3 is 6, 9 minus 2 is 7, 9 minus 7 is 2, 9 minus 6 is 3, 10 minus 8 is 2. Question number 6. The number of complaints with a bank manager, which a bank manager receives per day, follows Poisson distribution with m equal to 4. Mean is 4. It is a Poisson distribution problem. Probability that the manager receives only 2 complaints on a given day. So x is 2. So what is probability of x being 2? First of all, P of x is e raised to minus m into m raised to x upon x factorial. So P of 2 is e raised to minus 4 into 4 raised to 2 upon 2 factorial. E raised to minus 4 is 0.0183 into 16 upon 2, that is 8. So 8 3s are 24, 8 8s are 64 to 66. 8 plus 6 is 14, 1, and this is 0.1464. Now, at most 2 complaints, maximum 2 complaints. So x should be less than or equal to 2. It should be 0 plus 1 plus 2. So it would be e raised to minus 4 into 4 raised to 0 upon 0 factorial plus e raised to minus 4 into 4 raised to 1 upon 1 factorial plus e raised to minus 4, 4 square upon 2 factorial. This is e raised to minus 4. This is 1 plus 4 plus 16 upon 2 is 8. So this would be e raised to minus 4 is 0.0183. 5 plus 8 is 13. Now this would give you 3 3s are 9, 3 8s are 24, 3 27, 3 plus 8 11 plus 2 13, 3 into 0 plus 1 plus 1 2. So this would be 3 into 0. Is it 0.2379?
Yes sir.
Have they solved it?
नहीं सर, मैं कैलसी पे चेक किया था.
And पीछे क्या दिया आंसर?
वो मैं देखता हूँ सर, एक सेकंड.
Anyway, defects on a plywood sheet. Defects on a plywood sheet occur at random with an average of one defect.
सर पीछे पे पूरा सॉल्व किया है वो लोग ने.
मतलब
0.379 तक, 0.2379 तक.
अच्छा पूरा सॉल्व किया है? और ये भी 0.1464 तक?
हाँ वो भी सर.
Okay. Seventh one. Defects on a plywood sheet occur at random with an average of one defect per 50 square feet. So M is equal to one defect per 50 square feet of sheet. Find the probability that such a sheet has no defect. X should be 0. Now P of X would be e raised to, it is minus M into M raised to 0 upon 0 factorial, no defect. So it is e raised to minus 1 into 1. E raised to minus 1 is 0.3678. Next, at least one defect. So it would be one defect or more. So I can take 1, 2 and so on, or I can take 1 minus P of 0. I would get 1 minus 0.3678. So I would get 0.9 minus 3 is 6, 9 minus 6 is 3, 9 minus 7 is 2, 10 minus 8 is 2. Eighth one. It is known that in a certain area, the average number of rats per bungalow is 5. So M is 5 on an average M. That means mean value is 5 rats per bungalow. Now, assuming that the number of rats follow Poisson distribution, find the probability that a randomly selected bungalow has exactly 5 rats. So X should be 5. Now that means P of 5 is equal to e raised to minus M into M raised to X upon X factorial. E raised to minus 5 is given to be 0.0067. I think it is wrong, something else I think. Just check the textbook. What is the value? Is it 0.0067? Because as far as I remember, there were many zeros here. Five raised to 5 is 3125, 525, 125, 625, 3125. Anyone, are you checking that?
Yeah sir, value of E is
E raised
0.
E raised to minus 5.
Yes,
this is from the textbook itself.
0.006737.
Acha, 0.00?
6737.
6737. Instead, it is given as 0.0067 into 625 upon 24. Now, what you can do over here is you can write this as 0.0067. If I multiply with 8, it becomes 5000. If I multiply with 16 and divide with 16, it becomes 10,000. Yes. So here this would become 10,000 if I multiply and divide with 16. So 24 into 16. Now when I take this would become 67 upon 24 into 16. So here now when I divide it, I'll first divide with 24. 24 2s are 48. 19 190, 24 sevens is 168. So 22, 220, 24 nines is 216, 40. 24 ones is 24, 160, 24 six. Now divided with 16, you will get 16 ones are 16, 11, 119, 16 sevens are 112, 71, 16 fours are 64, 76.
They have left till 2 decimals, sir. 0.17.
0.17 they have left it there.
Yes.
Okay. So it is 0.1744. Next, what is more? What is the case when there are more than 5 rats? So it can be 5, 6, 7, or I can say more than 5 rats. So 6, 7, and so on till infinity. This is 1 minus p of 0 plus p of 1 plus p of 2 plus p of 3 plus p of 4 plus p of 5. So it would be 1 minus e raised to minus 5 into 5 raised to 0 upon 0 factorial plus e raised to minus 5 into 5 raised to 1 upon 1 factorial e raised to minus 5 into 5 square upon 2 factorial e raised to minus 5 into 5 cube upon 3 factorial e raised to minus 5 into 5 raised to 4 upon 4 factorial e raised to minus 5 into 5 raised to 5 upon 5 factorial. So I can take e raised to minus 5 common. I'll get 1 here. I'll get 5 here. I'll get 25 by 2. That is 12.5 here. I'll get 5 cube 125 upon 6. Here I'll get 5 raised to 4. 25 into 25, 625 upon 24 here. I'll get this. This is 0.1744. Oh, sorry. No, 5 raised
5 raised to 4 बोला ना, तो पहले वाले में 125 into 25 होएगा, right?
नहीं, ये 5 raised to 4 है, ये 5 raised to 5 है, तो 3125 upon 5 raised to this is 120, and then you will take 120. So this is 6 plus 12.5, 1 minus e raised to minus 5. 6 plus 12.5 is 18.5 into 120 plus 6. This is 125 into 20 plus 625 into 5 plus 3125, the whole upon 120. So it is 1 minus e raised to minus 5. What is e raised to minus 5? It is 0.0067. This is 18.5 into 1. Have they solved it further or have they left it? Don't wait for anyone else to answer, Ishraq. You tell me, because others are all.
They have solved it further, sir.
They've solved it
मैं
further.
mute था. हाँ.
Yeah, 12 into 185. जरा कैलकुलेटर पे करो. बाकी सब लोग सो गए. तो लोगों को उठाओ मत खाली फोकट. Yeah. 5 2s are 10. अचानक कोई तो एक जन में इरेज कर रहा रहेगा, लास्ट लाइन पे आएगा तो उठ के बोलेगा नो 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 नो. 5 2s
और
are 10.
220.
What? 222?
12 into 185 is 2220.
Yeah, so now this would become 1 minus e raised to minus 5 is 0.0067. उस पे बाद में आता हूँ. This would be 22. This is 2500 plus 6250. 2500 plus 6250 plus 2220. Do it on the calculator. What is it? 2220 plus 2500 is
1 minute, sir.
yeah 4750 or 4720.
Okay.
4720 plus 6250. 4720 plus 6250. So it is 79,10970. Is your calculator that slow?
10,970.
Very good. Now,
91.41 आ रहा है, sir, divide करके.
now this would be e raised to minus 5, so 0.0067 into 1097 upon 12.
90.41 सर,
90,
91.41, 91.
या दोनों को मल्टीप्लाई करो, क्या मिलता है?
Yes sir, 1 minute. Multiplied by सर 90.80 आ रहा है.
मल्टीप्लाई करके
हाँ
90.80 इतना
नहीं,
बढ़ाएगा तो फिर
नहीं सर,
करके
एक
मतलब नहीं,
सेकंड.
परसेंटेज क्या आएगा फिर उसका?
I will do it again sir. 1 minus 0.0067.
1 माइनस सब छोड़ दो. व्हाट इज 0.0067 into 9141?
ओके सर, वो चेक करता हूँ मैं एक बार.
माय गॉड, कैलकुलेटर यूज कर रहे हो या
0.612 आ रहा है सर.
0.
612.
So this would be 0.9 minus 6 is 3, 9 minus 1 is 8. एक और कोई तो आत्मा जाग गया था अभी अभी थोड़ा देर पहले.
0.388. हाँ.
पीछे क्या दिया आंसर?
और 0.39.
हाँ चलेगा. तो third one is, yeah, someone had woken up in between. Who was that? Between 5 and 7 rats, both inclusive. The person who had woken up in between has gone back to sleep. Now e raised to minus 5 into 5 raised to 5 upon 5 factorial plus e raised to minus 5 into 5 raised to 6 upon 6 factorial plus e raised to minus 5 into 5 raised to 7 upon 7 factorial. Now e raised to minus 5 into 5 raised to 5 upon 5 factorial. I'll take common, so I'll be left with 1 plus. Here I am left with 5 and here I am left with 6. Then here 5 square by 7 into 6, 42. So e raised to minus 5 is 0.0067 into 3125 upon 5 factorial is 120. This is 42 plus 5 into 7 is 35 and this is 25 upon 42. Yeah. This would be 3 to 5, 61, not 2. So this is 5, 625 and this would be 524. Have they solved this also further?
Yes sir, they have solved it.
625 into 16, यहाँ पे 24 into 6. In fact, इसका आंसर हम लोग ने निकाला था ना, right? इसका आंसर क्या है था अभी थोड़ा देर पहले? What was the answer?
0.388 आया था सर शायद.
ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ. इसका
अच्छा.
e raised to minus 5 upon 5 raised to, ये उसका
हाँ.
पहले वाला सम है.
हाँ सर, एक मिनट. 20.93 आया था.
माँ कसम, इसका आंसर कैसे 20.93 आ सकता?
नहीं सर, 0.0067 into 3125 का बोल रहा हूँ.
मैंने इसको सॉल्व किया था, मैंने इस पूरे का वैल्यू का आंसर निकाला था. जस्ट
0.17.
बेवकूफ लोग जैसा बात करते हो. 221 are 251 are 3 7s are 3 17s are. So this is 17 into 0.7, this is 2.89. So upon 7, 7 4s are 28, 7 1s are 7, 20, 7 2s are 14, 60, 8s are 56, 40, 5s are. Just check the answer. Is it 0.4129?
Yes sir, it is. It is 0.42.
Okay. 0.42
given at the back.
Okay.
बट सर कैलसी से करने पे भी 0.42 ही आ रहा है, 0.4237.
हाँ तो मैंने राउंड ऑफ किया, ये 0.17 नहीं था. I had got some other value for this. लेकिन तुम अभी बोल रहे हो तो मैं कुछ कर नहीं सकता हूँ उसका. I think I had got some 0.17 के आगे भी कुछ मिला था. And then you told me कि the answer given behind is 0.17. I had given you some other value. मेरे को याद नहीं है क्या दिया था. 0.17 और कुछ भी आया था उसके आगे भी.
0.1744 आया था.
हाँ, तो अभी राउंड ऑफ किया तो वैसा प्रॉब्लम आएगा.
अच्छा.
0.1744 को 17/7 से मल्टीप्लाई करके देखो, you will get the right answer. When you round it off, you will get such values.
बट इतना तो कंसिडर कर लेते हैं ना.
कर लेंगे, कर लेंगे. Yeah. Next one is question number 3, where they have given x is a binomial variate with two parameters n and p. N is equal to 10, e of x equal to 5. Using the following activity, find p and variance of x. Now, since this is a binomial variate, expected value of x is n into p is 5. So 10 into p is 5, p is 5 by 10, p is 0.5. Next, p is 0.5. Now, using the following activity, what is variance of x? Variance of x is n into p into q. So it would be n into p is 5 into 0.5. So it is 2.5. Next, question number 4. Probability that a bomb will hit the target is 0.8. So we say probability of success is 0.8. So Q is probability of failure. It is 1 minus P, it is 0.2. Find the probability that out of 5 bombs, exactly 2 will miss the target. So I have taken probability of success as hitting the target. So if they ask you probability of missing the target, first of all, your n is 5, maximum 5 can hit the target. Now Q, they have taken Q x as 2 here. So P should not be probability of hitting, it should be probability of missing, because they have taken x as 2 here. So probability of hitting is 0.8. So missing would be 0.2 and this would be 0.8. Are you following what I'm saying? X is a binomial variate with two parameters, n that is 5 and p that is 0.2. Always write it in this form. Then next, what is p of x? The formula for binomial distribution, it is n c x p raised to x q raised to n minus x. So what is the number of misses? It is 2. 5 out of 5, 2. Probability of success is 0.2 and raised to number of misses into 0.8 raised to number of hits. So this would be 5C2. It is 5 into 4 upon 2 into 1. 0.2 square would mean 2 upon 10 the whole square. And this would be 8 upon 10 the whole cube. This is 4 upon 5. This is 1 upon 5. This is 2 So this is 10 into 1 upon 25 into 4 cube is 64 upon 125. 5 2s are 5 5s are. So it is 128 upon 625. Have they solved it further?
No sir, they haven't solved it further. 128 upon 625 पे छोड़ दिया.
उन्होंने पीछे इसका भी आंसर दिया है क्या, एक्टिविटी का?
हाँ सर, एक्टिविटीज का भी दिया है.
ओके.
सर आज हम इसके बाद कोई और कॉन्सेप्ट कवर करेंगे.
हाँ, एक्सपेक्टेड वैल्यू और वेरिएंस का करूंगा.
अच्छा ठीक है सर.
P of 1 equal to 0.4, P of 2 equal to 0.2, find M. Now P of 1, this is Poisson distribution, so e raised to minus m into m raised to 1 upon 1 factorial is 0.4, first one, and this is e raised to minus m into m square upon 2 factorial equal to 0.2. Now, when I divide the two, if I divide this with this, I'll get e raised to minus m into m square upon 2, the whole upon e raised to minus m into m upon 1 equal to, I'll get 0.2 upon 0.4. So when I cancel, I'll get m upon 2 equal to 2 upon 4, that is half. I'll get m equal to 1.
Yes, sir. M equals to 1.
See, here they have written m should not be equal to 0. So m cannot be equal to 0. Now, after I have completed this, now I'll move on to the next part, that is probability distribution part. The PMF and the PDF part. First, I'll take the PMF part, that is probability mass function. Then I'll take the PDF part. What is the difference between PMF and PDF? PMF, probability mass function. We are assigning probability to mass points, to different points. What is probability density function? We are assigning probability to different intervals. When we assign probability to intervals, it becomes probability density function. When we assign probability to mass values, it becomes probability mass function. So PMF is probability mass function, PDF is probability density function, mass function and probability density function. Now, here when I say PMF, it is for discrete variables. What are discrete variables? The ones which can be counted, number of floors of a building. What are continuous variates? One which are measured, height of a building. Discrete variates, marks of a student. It cannot take all the values in between, intermittent values, all values cannot be taken. So discrete. What are continuous? You can take all the values in between, height, weight, they are all continuous variates. For discrete variates, we add it up. For continuous variates, we integrate. We have to integrate between two limits. Continuous variates, integrate, PDF. Discrete variates, you have to add up. Now for discrete variates, E of x, how do you find it? It is x into probability and you add it up. Here, what is E of x square? Same, x square into px and you add it up. What is variance of x? It is E of x square minus E of x the whole square. Now, this is variance of x. Standard deviation is root of variance of x. This is for PMF. Similarly, what is PDF? As I said, it is for continuous variates. You'll have to integrate it. Continuous variates, you'll have to integrate it. Now, what is E of x? The difference would be integration. Here, x into function dx. Then, what is E of x square? Same, instead of x, you will get x square f of x dx. What is variance? It is E of x square minus E of x the whole square. What is standard deviation? It is root of variance of x. Now, having said this, here I'll first take up question number 1, the fourth part. In fact, question number 1, the third part. X is number obtained on the uppermost face of a die. Now the numbers obtained are discrete. It cannot be continuous. It is discrete. So here, remember, X values are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. What is the probability of X being 1? Out of 6, only one possibility gives you 1. So 1 out of 6. Out of 6, only one possibility gives you 2. Now remember, sigma px should be 1, otherwise it is not a PMF. So for a PMF, sigma px should be 1. All the probability should be between 0 and 1. No probability should be negative, no probability should be greater than 1. These are the two conditions for a PMF. For a PDF, integration of f of x dx should be 1. That is for a curve. I'll come to that part later. Now, and none of them should be negative. Integration should be equal to 1 and none of them should be negative. Now, once you get px and x, when they ask you expected value of x, you just need to multiply x with px and add it. So x with px and add it. This is 1 by 6, this is 2 by 6, 3 by 6, 4 by 6, 5 by 6 and 6 by 6. So this would be 1 plus 2, 3, 3, 3, 6, 4, 10, 5, 15 and 6, 21 by 6. It is 3.5. That is expected value of x. Next, coming to the fourth one. Here, x values are 0, 1, 2. Probability is q square. Here it is 2pq and here it is p square. Now they have asked you what is variance of x. First of all, we need to see what is q square plus 2pq plus p square. Sum of px should be 1. So p plus q the whole square is 1. So p plus q is 1. So remember here p plus q is 1 or q is 1 minus p. So it is probability of success and probability of failure. Next, how do you find variance of x? First we'll find e of x. How do you find e of x? X into probability. So this would be x into p of x. So it would be here 0. This would be 2pq and this would be 2p square. This is x into px. So it would be 2pq plus 2p square. Now I take 2p common, I'll get p plus q. I know p plus q is 1, so it is 2p. So ex is 2p. Next, I get e of x square. How do I find e of x square? I'll take x square into p of x and add it. So here x square into p of x. So this would be 0, this would be 2pq and this would be 4p square. So this would be 2pq plus 4p square. So this would be 2p into q plus 2p. Or I can say it is 2p into q plus p plus 1. So this would be 2p into q plus p is 1. So 1 plus p, or I can say it is 2p plus 2p square. This is e of x square. Now when I need variance of x, I'll take variance of x as e of x square minus e of x the whole square. Variance of x is e of x square minus e of x the whole square. So I would get 2p plus 2p square and then minus of 2p the whole square. So it is 4p square. So it is 2p minus 2p square. So I'll get 2p common and I'll get 1 minus 2. It should have been e of x minus. I should have taken it the other way. It should have been e of x square minus e. No. It should never be negative. If it is negative, then we have made some mistake for sure. Is the formula e of x minus? It should be e of x square minus e of x the whole square. Yes. No, so it would be. Can someone verify the formula? Is it e of x square minus e of x the whole square?
2 minutes, sir.
Yes, so the formula is correct.
So what? Where have we gone wrong then in that case? Oh, sorry. This is 2p into 1 minus p. So it should be 2. Yeah, I was right. So it is 2p into q. I just took it by mistake as 2. So this is 1 minus q. So this is 2pq. It is e of x square minus e of x the whole square itself. This formula is correct. So the answer is 2pq. Remember, the answer should never be negative. Question number 5. Here, the expected value of sum of two numbers obtained when two fair dice are rolled. Now, first of all, sum of two numbers. It can be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, or 12. These are the possibilities that you have. Now, I had taught you the method where I told you you can directly find the number of possibilities. First of all, there would be 36 possibilities with these numbers. So, with two dice, there are 36 possibilities. So, all would be upon 36. Maximum number that you get as sum is 12. All would be upon 36. Then I told you from 2 to 7 it would be r minus 1, and from 8 to 12 it would be 13 minus r ways. So to get 2, 2 minus 1, 1 way. To get 3, 3 minus 1, 2 ways. 4, 3 ways. 5, 4 ways. 6, 5 ways. 7, 6 ways. Now for 8, 13 minus 8, 5 ways. Here 9, it would be 13 minus 9, 4 ways. 10, 13, 3. This is 2, this is 1. Now, once you have got this, what have they asked you? They have asked you for expected value. So, x into probability of x, this would be 2 by 36. This would be 6 by 36, 12 by 36, 20 by 36, 30 by 36, 42 by 36, 40 by 36, 36 by 36, 30 by 36, then 22 by 36 and 12 by 36. So the denominator is 36. Sum of all x into px values, denominator is 36. 2, 6, 8, 12, 20, 40, 70, 112, 152, 188, 218, 240, 252. This is 252, 36, 7s are. 6 sevens are 42, 4 carry over, 7, 3, 21, 4, 22. So E of x is 7. Next, here, question number 2, fill in the blanks. The values of a discrete random variable are generally obtained by counting. The values of a continuous random variable are generally obtained by measuring. E of x is considered to be mean of the probability distribution of x. This is the fourth one. Now, coming to question number 3, the first part. I think I did this just a few minutes back. X is the number obtained on the dice, and this is question number 1, the third part, same, and we get E of x equal to 3.5. So this is correct. Next, this is a question from integration, because when they give you 0, x and 1, it means between 0 and 1. So they have given between a limit. So integration, I'll come to that part. Between, if they give, it is integration. Next, come to question number 3, the fourth part. X assumes values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and they have said with equal probability. So that means probability for all of them is 1 by 9. 1 is the total probability divided in 9 parts. So 1 by 9 is the probability of each of them. Now they have asked you what is E of x. E of x would be x into px added. So this would be 1 by 9, 2 by 9, 3 by 9, 4 by 9, 5 by 9, 6 by 9, 7 by 9, 8 by 9, and 9 by 9. Now E of x is summation of x into px. So it is summation 1 upon 9 into 1 plus 2 plus till 9. Now if you observe, these are sum of natural numbers from 1 to 9. And we know that the formula for sum of natural numbers is n into n plus 1 upon 2. So it is 9 here, 1 upon 9 into 9 into 10 upon 2. This and this gets cancelled. 5 is the right answer. Ninth one is of cumulative frequency distribution. I'll come to that part later. Here, I take up question number 3, the third part. Sorry, question number 4, third part. X is given as -2, -1, 0, 1 and 2. Now here, what is the probability given? 0.2, 0.1, 0.15, 0.3, 0.1, 0.15 and 0.25. And they've asked you what is the expected value and variance. Yeah. This would be x into px. Expected value, this would be minus 0.4, this is minus 0.3, 0.15, and this is 0.5. So expected value of x is sigma x px. It would be 0.15 plus 0.5, 0.65 minus 0.70. So it is minus 0.05. Now E of x square, how do you find it? X square into px. So x px into x. So that would be minus 0.4 into minus 2. That would be 0.8. Then this would be 0.3. This would be 0, 0.15, and this is 1. Now E of x square would be sum of all these values. So it would be 1.1 and 1.1, and this would be 1.15. 1.1 and 1.15 would give me 2.15. Now what is variance of x? It is E of x square minus E of x the whole square. Now this would be 2.15 and this is 0.05 the whole square. So I'll take 5 upon 100 the whole square. So this would be 2.15 minus 25 upon 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this would be 2.15 minus 0.0025. So this would be 2.1475. Can someone verify the answer? Variance and expected value. Find the, if x denotes the number of sixes, find the mean of number of heads in 3 tosses of a fair coin. Now for this, I'll have to teach you x denotes the number of sixes. I'll do one thing. I'll consider this as the last problem for the day because I'll have to teach for 2-3 more minutes. Otherwise, yeah, I'll consider this as the last. I'm left with only 2 minutes. Otherwise, I could have done the activity problems. Tomorrow, I'll take it up further. So with this, I put an end to today's lecture. If you have any doubts, stay back in the conference. Others can leave. Anyone, any doubt there?